Hey everyone! Today we're going to do a very interesting video because today I am going to talk about my experience as a summer intern in Hong Kong Disneyland 2025. So I am a show, paint, and production intern. So I work under facility services, and what facility services mainly do is do some rehab and do some checkups on the rides and also the facilities at the park, and I think some at the hotel too. But what I mainly do is I help rehab the attractions and the props. So a couple things that I have worked on as of right now. I worked on a figure for It's a Small World, and that involved a lot of paint mixing. Did some rehabs, clean it up, and make it look real nice so that it can be put onto the ride again for guests to enjoy. I also got to work on some props for Jungle River Cruise, and I got to see how through engineering and mechanics these animals are able to come to life, and all of these machineries working at once. It really makes these the elephants, the giraffes, the rhinos look like they're moving very naturally as well, and I think that is something so amazing to see. I also worked on maybe like some loose props here and there because Disney is always trying to take another step forward and see how much the imagination can take them. I got to be a part of that by working on some problem solving issues. How like materials and the props can sustain and cope throughout the Hong Kong weather. As you guys know, Hong Kong is so hot, it's so humid, and it's so hard to keep things fresh and clean. Our team works very, very hard to keep everything looking good as new. And what I also do right now is taking care of the props. So obviously Disneyland has so many props and they really need somebody to keep a record of it. So I helped to keep a record of all the props at Grizzly Gulch, and that was super interesting. I would be honest, my job could get a little tedious sometimes because everything has different names and everything may not be on the record. There might not be photos, and you might have to go on site to see them. However, I think that it is still such a good learning experience, and also just seeing how even though I'm an intern, I still get to be part of something that is very daunting and I still feel very part of the magic. So apart from my job, I also got to see what other people have done, and that includes I got to see how the animatronics are constructed in the Frozen ride. That was a really good learning experience, and I got to see materials that I have never used before, and I also got to help inspect the rides and also the merchandising carts around the park. I think that is still so cool because I genuinely feel so special just being in the park, not to play but to actually just to actually do my job. And I think that it's every time I go to work it feels so surreal. And as for the merchandising carts, we basically get maybe like reports of something broken, or the paint jobs are coming off, or something is leaking, and we go and inspect and to see which parts needs fixing, and then we determine the next steps. I genuinely think it is such a good learning experience because I got to I feel like my eyes sharpened and I could see more details than I used to when it comes to examining a product. So what is it really like to work at Hong Kong Disneyland? So everybody had to do Disney University, which is basically a 2-day course where new cast members get to learn about Disney history, get to understand the Disney image, and also just get a warm welcome to the company. I personally had a lot of fun at DU. Shout out to Star. They make the lessons very, very fun because we would learn about how Walt Disney had this idea and he brought it to life, and how the brand is basically created. We also got to draw got like many drawing lessons in the class. We got to draw Mickey Mouse, and we also got to go into the park and take photos as a task. Hong Kong Disneyland has really made it such a wonderful experience for newcomers. Additionally, I think that going to work every day is just super fun. I've got to meet wonderful people, and I've also got to talk to different interns and see what they do and also learn from each other, and this is such a valuable experience that I got to be a part of. Shout out to Playpool After, you guys are the best, lots of love. And especially the people that I work closely with, they're also super nice. That includes just being helpful to each other, and whenever I need help, I can ask anybody and they'd be so willing. And whenever I make a mistake, I often feel very bad, but also people, especially my coworkers, are so willing to help me. Oh yeah, they've also have a lot of networking events at Disney, and that is where I got to really just learn how to communicate, learn how to broaden my experience here, and also be much more open as a person because I'm normally really shy, but then when I'm at work, I'm encouraged to talk to people, and I think that I've gained a lot of new skills when it comes to networking and also just talking to other people and being a professional person. Yeah, and one of the events is where they invited 4 cast members to talk about their experience, talk about the fun parts of their job. And I think what stood out to me was this one cast member. He is responsible for connecting Disney's IP to other IPs. So we got the Keiwa Bakery collab, and then we got the Godiva collab. I've also got the wonderful opportunity to meet with the Vice President of HR, and I think that his lessons that he passed down to us interns were very useful, and I would definitely bring it on to the next phase of my career. And I want to emphasize that the people that I met here are super friendly. They never make me feel like I am asking for too much or that I am going out of my boundaries to reach out. They've always been really open to talk. I've also made a lot of qualitative connections. I've met with other creative directors, and tomorrow actually I'm gonna meet with an Imagineer who agreed to do a coffee chat with me, which is super fun, and I'm really excited for that. Oh yeah, and there's a lot of very cool events apart for not only for Disney internships, but there's also a lot of cool events that I got to be a part of, and there's also these events that you can meet people, and they have the ambassador program going on as well, and it's been really cool seeing the finalists, just connecting with the finalists and seeing them play games with us, and it's so cool. And today we had an ice cream party, and I had tofu ice cream, and it was pretty good actually. I never had tofu ice cream. I was expecting it to be like a little bit curdy, but it's pretty good. And I generally get to do something every day. Like, I am never bored. I am never just sitting at my desk doing nothing. I'm always moving. I'm always just trying to check this and that. And even so, I've become a very proactive person. So I have learned to ask for opinions from others. Like, truthfully speaking, I think that although the commute is very long, I have to travel an hour and a half to work every day. But once I get to work, I become really happy, and um, I've also so excited to see what to do next. Oh, and I've also met a great group of friends in Disney. I'm really close with my FS interns, my facility service interns, and they have been super nice to me. And I love learning what they do, and we always take care of each other, and we always ask about each other's day, like, oh, what are you doing, are you okay, oh my gosh, that's so cool, you know. Actually, compared to other interns, we got the great opportunity to sit with each other inside a pool table room. It's usually a conference room, but because the FS higher ups want us to connect with each other and learn from each other, they put all our desks together, and I think it's such a great idea, and I thank you so much, Maggie. Apart from that, I also generally just learned how Disney creates their illusions and their magic, and it really broadened my perspective of how to make qualitative content for guests, and also how everything needs to be put in effort. That's not the right way to say it, but basically everything needs proper care and proper attention, and it is sometimes very stressful because I want to make things perfect. I want to make sure that everything goes smoothly. That perfectionism has really made me more efficient as an artist. Yeah. What I learned, apart from everything I just learned just now, I learned way too much to remember. Paint mixing. Because not everything is on record, I have to learn how to mix paint based on my eyes. Like, I have to know how much white to put in, how much yellow to put in order to match the exact same shade of color. And although my eyes are a little bit broken, I feel like I understand how colors harmonize a lot better than I used to, and also just have more discipline as an artist to make sure that everything is up to code and everything has a certain pattern and procedures. And I've also learned how to airspray for the first time. Thank gosh I did not get a VOC poisoning, because Disney does, especially for our team, the facility service team, Disney genuinely prioritizes safety, and we have to make sure that we wear masks and the proper gear, the proper clothes in order to do activities that could be dangerous, such as spray painting, because inhaling the paint is not really good, or handling dangerous tools like a soldering iron. I also got to learn a lot of tools and mechanics that you don't normally see outside, which is super cool. And I feel like I'm kind of spoiled as an artist too, after seeing these tools and how efficient they could be and how easy they can be used. I feel like in my future art projects, if I don't have those tools, I'll feel very heated and frustrated, because this could be so easy if I only had this tool, But I love the people in the animation shop and the paint shop. They're really cool. So they always are so willing to teach me how to use this new material and how to use this certain device. So thank you guys so much. Of course, whatever is broken, they get brought to the workshop, but sometimes props do have a scheduled time to be in the workshop and to be out of the workshop. So I've got to see how the cast members, organize time and organize space in order to focus on those projects. I've also learned how to 3D scan for the first time, and I also learned how to use Excel. As an artist, we don't really use Excel, and I felt really nervous. Fortunately, my internship partner, Hi Jade. My internship partner was really nice, and she taught me how to, use the keyboard on Excel. I guess I sometimes get really frantic, but she usually calms me down, and I feel very glad to have her by my side. Thank you, Jade. Yeah, and that's all the things that I can name so far. So overall, I genuinely, highly, very recommend this internship to any artist. It doesn't matter if you're used to working on a computer or if you're used to just working on a piece of paper. I genuinely highly recommend it. I would rather be a jack of all trades, expert at none, than a jack of no trades, expert at one, if that makes sense. Although I might not be this good at one thing, at least I had the experience, and at least that is something that I can improve on. And it's been super sometimes I get really embarrassed because there are some things that I have never done before, but just learning it and just putting myself out there has been very useful for my career. And because I got to learn things that are not normally accessible outside, I got a really unique skill set which I can apply to other parts of my career and hopefully come back, because I feel like there is still so much to see and so much to learn. I have a very heartwarming job, and creating magic together has genuinely brought a lot of joy into my life. I think this is a very memorable summer for me, and I think that not only does Disney encourage us to reach out to other departments and learn from each other, but to also remind us that our jobs, even though our jobs sometimes might be small, it still plays such a large role in the park and for the guests. I also get to play after the park every day. I also get to go to the park after work every day, and sometimes I go on Space Mountain, sometimes I just walk around and shopping, and I think that is so cool. I think that because of this rare opportunity, I have spent so much money just buying merch in the park, and I would definitely love to apply for something else next year. Thank you so much, Eileen. Thank you so much, Jade. Thank you so much, Carvin. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you so much, Aheng, Alien, Nicole, and many other people. And I just want to thank these people for making my experience at Disney so fun and so wonderful. And I would love to bake you guys some cookies. Yeah. And I am genuinely so proud to be part of the storytelling journey that Disney promotes and Disney creates for guests. As you can tell that I'm very tired because I just came off work, so my voice is a little dry. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!